that, right?
I did, but what have I done?
I bet I know.
Listen,
I bet I know. I ain't saying it, but I bet
guys,
I know.
can you give me a little free room to just talk? Like, I want to get this Savage thing like kind of done and over with, and then we'll get on to Rastov and what Rastov did. So obviously, guys, you've seen me up here on Lolcow Live with Savage and her getting punished and her being yelled at to stop going IRL. Everybody knows this. We've been through this a million times. Remember, Becky, even before Fat Camp, was mad because Savage was threatening to beat her up at Fat Camp. And like, she's went IRL like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 different fucking times. Some of it was serious. Some of it wasn't. It is what it is. I've given her a million chances. Last night on Rewind, we got some new information on Savage from Xylee and Billy, and it was shocking. All right. 1, if you already know this knowledge, and 2, if you have not heard it. 1 or 2. 1, you know about it. 2, you don't. So I just want to know if I have to go into the details I don't want to go into at all.
Just say 2, man. Just say fucking 2. I want him to tell it again.
I don't
This shit was
want
crazy.
Real life Starbies and Arby's, y'all.
Okay, so it looks like almost everybody. Okay, here comes the 2s. Fuck.
They're just lying about it. They're just lying about it. They need to know. They
need to know.
Oh, do I have to tell this story again? First of
I'll
all,
tell part of it. I know part of it.
Actually, I said 1,000 likes. You guys are nowhere near 1,000 likes. You're 300 off. You better like this stream if you want this story told. You better like that motherfucking stream right now, or I'm turning you non-members off. But
it involves Desi's first lesbian encounter.
Okay, all right. How do I tell this story?
All right. Well, for a second, I was like, the fuck?
Fuck it.
Is that why she got the haircut?
I'm going to tell the story. Yeah, I'm going to tell the story. Twiggy came up here when I was gone at the Kentucky Derby, and he leaked secrets from Fat Camp. One of the things that Twiggy leaked was that Savage had her kitty out and was showing her kitty around to Mike and all this other stuff, right? Well, then I talked to an angry Savage husband who said, you need to make this right, which I did. I got Twiggy to come up here and admit that everything was a lie. And then I gave Savage the power to ban Twiggy or not. Now, Savage decided to ban Twiggy after that, after he apologized and retracted everything, which I felt kind of iffy about because I felt like she should have shown Twiggy some mercy, but she didn't. She banned him. But then she went on to call out Xylee, saying that Xylee is a married woman and Xylee knows how much this affected Savage's relationship, and Xylee should have been sticking up for Savage, which then caused Xylee and Billy to tell the truth about what happened last night, or happened at Fat Camp that night. And they did a whole show last night and said Twiggy wasn't lying originally. Savage's pussy was out, hanging over Mike and all this other stuff. Savage was doing a lot of crazy stuff. The pussy was out multiple times, according to the witnesses there. Zeta then went on and said this. And all this stuff that was said on Rewind, I don't care. I honestly don't fucking care. All right? I wasn't there. I didn't see it. There's no alleged victims. I don't care. Do whatever. All right? The fact that all this stuff came out, it never should have came out. All right? What happened at Fat Camp in private should have remained private. But here's the thing. The reason that all this stuff is coming out is because the fucking milkers, Roxy and Savage, keep leaking stuff. They're saying fucking Tina's selling drugs and this happened at Fat Camp and that happened at Fat Camp. So then Tina goes to me on Queens yesterday. Well, if they're talking about what happened at Fat Camp, why can't I? And I go ahead. Everyone can do it. So this is what Rewind did. They told the truth about what they seen. That Savage did was popping her pussy out and all this other stuff. Again, yeah. I don't care. But there was one part of Rewind last night that I do care. Xylee went on to say that Savage went up to Xylee at Fat Camp and said, you know, my pirates looked for you, Xylee, and they couldn't find you. And that's the fucking issue I have. I am at my breaking point. I'm at my fucking breaking point with Savage going IRL. And I know this happened a long time ago, but I just found out about it. All right? We can't have this IRL shit here anymore. I'm so sick of it, right? If anybody in the fucking Discord said that, they'd be banned, all right? Savage said that she was going to beat up Psycho Mom at my house. She said she was going to beat up Becky at Fat Camp. She fucking said she was sending people over to Twiggy's house. What else did she do? She leaked Becky's apartment. Savage has went IRL too many times. I have to part ways with her. And here's the problem with all this. I like Savage, all right? Savage came from, the hood of the country or redneck land. You know, they solve problems by doing IRL. She came from a different community online where they're constantly doing this shit. People are harassing her online. She's harassing people back. I knew that this was going to be a problem, but I thought I could teach her not to do it. I thought I could get her and change her ways. You know, she's making good money here.
I know we don't do this normally, but can I just read this $5 donut? It's from a bird. He said, I guess we could say loose lips sank her ship. Also, is this what I did wrong? Is it because I got Twiggy to say this shit on live?
Hey, Rastov, you know how you just acknowledged that $5 dono? Remember that. Just remember that. Anyhow, um,
I'm so excited.
just remember that.
I'm so scared.
Oh, I'm
Just
so
remember.
happy right now.
So in closing, I fucking like Savage. I don't want to fire Savage. I didn't want to fire Savage. Savage and Roxy built that fucking channel to where it is right now. I didn't want to cut ties. But you guys got to understand, this is all her doing. All of these things happened because of her, right?
True.
Everything was resolved. Bro, dude, Twiggy came up here. I told you I was getting a new pay pick. I told you. I knew it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, Covman, thank you so much. Welcome to pay pick.
Welcome, bro. Welcome. Let's get you.
Why is our show popping off so good? It's crazy right
And
now.
if Savage reaches out for me for help in the future with anything with YouTube or whatever, I'll help her. Like, she's not banned from our Discord. I don't want her banned from our Discord. It's just, it comes down to I cannot do live events with Savage anymore because of the threats, because of the IRL stuff. And we are building something here at the Local Live universe that's going to be here for a decade. All right. 10 years from now, I'm still going to be doing this. Boogie's still going to be doing this. Rastov's still going to be doing this. Becky and Tina are probably still going to be here. We're building something that's going to.
So today's little stream on the LCL, right? Was really whatever. I think for the most part, it didn't really return to format. It was just whatever, right? They went into and talk about the whole Savage situation, how Savage went IRL. Let's be fair. I think eventually Shimira quit or Shimira just left on her own, regardless. Or if she got fired, it probably would have been involved dealing with something with Tina or Becky. Because I think there was a lot of tension growing, right? There was a clear tension between Queens and Milker, and eventually one show had to give out, or one of the hosts was eventually supposed to give out. Now, is she completely fired? She did make a stream right after all of this stuff about, I guess, her side of things and things that are happening. I'll probably go watch that later when I get the chance, and maybe I'll talk about it. So we'll have to wait and see. But ultimately, I just felt that this whole situation is a little whatever. Like, I always felt that one of the two shows had to give out, or one of the hosts had to eventually give out. And in the end of the day, it was Savage. And I think that makes sense, given that Savage comes from a community that is known to do stuff like that. It is known to be more aggressive, right? She comes from that drama-ish community, and from what I can tell, it's very commonplace for her, for her people like that to pull stuff like this. Yeah, at the same time, we kind of seen the same notes and beats with the LCU, especially with the Laura Rush stuff that happened to Link. And Becky doxing her as well. Even though, well, not really Becky doxing her, but really more or less Becky telling people to go talk to the Canadian government about her stuff. So, I'm just saying that ultimately, we've seen this kind of stuff. But I also think if Savage and Milka made more money and it was much more profitable, I think she would have been protected. And I think Becky would have been the one to be let go, or Tina. Now, what's to come after this, I don't really know personally. I think we may start to see Milker take a different direction. Queens may take a different direction. Obviously, I made a video about the Queens and Milker stuff. But also, like, on a side note, well, not really a side note, but moving back to the LCL stuff. I'll be real with you, watching this live was just kind of a slog. It wasn't. You can tell that there's something missing within this show, and I think it's very obvious.
Is going on with Nerd versus Test.
God, I never thought we'd actually get DSP on the show. And
I
here we are.
jerk it. Fuck off, Boogie. You did it too.
All right. So apparently Grim told people to skip Nerds. All right.
Yeah, so Nerds and Aussie were beefing because I jerk it. Fuck you, Glammy! Oh, you're gonna make this shit fucking rough for you. I jerk it. Jesus Christ, just leave me alone!
Okay.
Now, successfully skip over nerds because you already heard nerd topics today, right? Can we not agree on that?
All right. So they were trying to get people to not watch Nerds. Interesting.
Yeah, they were battling it out for the 12 slot, right?
Yeah.
So Aussie, this was when Grim was on Aussie.
Is there more you want to say?
I jerk it.
Yeah, good. You got it in there.
Test is next, unfortunately.
Test is next?
Yeah, I
Go
can
watch
say that.
Nerd Mommy.
As positively as they were saying, don't watch fucking Nerds, don't watch Nerds. Unfortunately, Test is next. I'm not even going to say don't watch Test next.
No, you should watch.
You should watch.
Yeah,
You should watch Test to see how shit that show is, and then
I didn't
tune
say
into Nerd Mommy after.
I didn't say that. Grim, I didn't say that. I just want to talk a little.
Damn. So they were going hard. Okay.
They were going real hard. So it was when the overlap happened. Oh, fuck it, I jerk it. So it was when the overlap happened of like Nightmare and Grim getting back together. So like Grim said, "Don't watch." I jerk it. Fuck off. I jerk it. Stop! I'm trying to explain what the fuck's going on.
Tell us, Rastov. I'm trying to get this out. Come on.
Yeah.
So Grim and Nerds would be beef. I almost said beating. Jesus Christ. My fucking train of thought's completely gone.
Yeah.
Fuck
You're
you guys.
thinking about beating. That's you admitting that you're beating off.
I wasn't. But because Nightmare came back when Nerds was like, "Don't watch Test," Nightmare was like, "What the fuck? Why are you saying don't watch Test? I thought we were boys." That's the next clip, and
All
it
right.
just gets messy
All
from
right.
there.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I was watching the end of Nerds to see if they've had a fucking good show, and they just start saying, "Oh yeah, don't watch fucking Test. Come join us in our VC while we watch fucking bootleg anime and like let me just puff my chest out some more." What the fuck, like? I mean, nothing but supportive of you guys being in the 2 a.m. time slot because what? This fucking Mexican pissed you off? You're gonna fucking tell people not to watch us? Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, that's fucking dumb as fuck.
Is this it, or is there more?
There's more. Like the clips are like the full
Okay.
kind of explanation.
I'm just here.
No, dude, it's fine. It's fine. I just like fucking like when your entire personality is I work out and you're fucking gonna come
I
and
jerk
fucking
it.
try and.
My 10-year-old daughter wants to know
What?
you'd like to see in her.
Oh, that's
What?
weird.
What the fuck, Rastov? Why did you say I jerk it to that?
I didn't even read it. I just saw the fucking teal thing and then said it.
You're gross, man. You're fucking nasty.
Stop. Dude.
Among the Savage stuff, right? In parallel to the Savage stuff, we had Nerds fighting Test, and really, it's not really Test, right? It's really not Grim. Nightmare fighting Nerds, and really more against Buff. And it's funny how fast people can change in the LCL. Obviously, when we get into the actual quote unquote debate. It really wasn't a debate. It was just a shouting match between two grown adults over whose show is better. In reality, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, most of your money is probably still going to Keemstar. So, there's that. So even if you feel that your show is superior than the other, which may or may not be the case, I said this before, I think Nerds has more content than Tess, but I think Tess has a bit of more personality. And I really don't watch those shows. I really don't watch Nerds because Nerds are so late in the day that if anything, if I do watch them, it's usually for anything particularly interesting that's going on, any drama or any debacle. And if I do watch them, I usually am watching them in a higher speed because, let's be real, watching that much, right? Watching, one of the things I would say is that you really got to go through and comb for the good stuff. And most of what we've seen between Nerd and, Test, a lot of those clips are like at most are anywhere between like 5 to 30 minutes long, but they're spread out among a 2-hour show. So you got to comb through a lot of shit just to get through it. I mean, hell, I kind of did this with this. A lot of the time with any of the shows, you kind of have to comb through it just for anything interesting to be found. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's with any content. But again, with the Nerd versus Test, it's really, and again, in reality, it's not really Nerd versus Test. It's really, Nerd. It's really Nightmare versus One Buff. I don't know who's gonna win it out. Right? I don't know who's gonna win.
I jerk it. No.
Can we pause it just temporarily?
No, we're not
Jerk
pausing it.
do you?
Buff, what
No.
is going on here? What's your point of view on this?
Well, Mr. Mumbles over here got really butthurt about, some friendly competition, and he took it straight to the heart, and he wants to say, fuck me, fuck them. You want to be with Zay, you want to actually do a show and actually produce content with the person you were put with, fuck you. So, if that's the case, Mumbles the clown. I look forward to crushing you in every way I actually possibly can. So,
Nightmare, what's your response?
It's interesting. That insult was almost as good the first 50 times someone's used it against me. Yeah, please
Bring your
prove
mic
that
closer,
your
bro.
entire personality is that. Oh, I lift weights.
I
Yeah,
think you
that's
might be on the
normal.
wrong mic, Nightmare, just so you
I'm on
know.
the wrong mic.
No, he got a new one.
Oh, you got a new
Yeah,
one.
it's a new one. Do I need
how
to
the
turn
fuck
it
you
up?
fuck
I'll
up
turn it
audio
up.
problems? That's supposed to be my thing.
It's literally installed today, brother man. When you fuck off your Hyper GX mic.
Yeah,
Sounds
hey,
cool.
it's what I had to do. Keem got me this. Thank you, boss. By the way, appreciate it.
So Nightmare, what's your point of view again on this? Like, why is there a beef?
But so the Aussie and Nerds apparently had a beef. I had nothing with it. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I went on Nerds first
I
time.
jerk
in the
it.
2 a.m. slot,
10 super
and I-
chatted $20. Let's get Buff to rub Diddy oil on himself so Boogie can do what?
I jerk it.
I
Continue,
don't know how
Nightmare.
we're gonna do this. I don't know how to do that.
I've been trying,
gonna be
okay? I've been
interesting.
fucking trying to explain this shit, but
Alright.
This is gonna be pretty fucking interesting.
Jesus
So.
fucking Christ. So like I know Grim said some fucking dumb shit, but also I did roast him live for that. The problem is you'll do this like passive aggressive shit. Be like, don't fucking watch Test, fuck Test. The moment you get like your little switch, Test was kind of fucked over again, put at 2 a.m. I'll be honest with you, I don't think we should have been put to 2 a.m. considering how well we were doing. But like it is what it is. Like I respect the
You
decision,
Jazz
but
super chatted $20. Test for midnight slot, please, Keen.
No,
What do I do when I see a
we
sheep? I
got it.
jerk it.
Okay.
But no, the problem is
What show is doing better
Hold
than
on.
what
I
show?
jerk it.
What show is doing better than Test? Or that's doing worse than Test?
Tech Talk.
What?
well, obviously TikTok, but Nerds was.
Nerds was?
No, they weren't.
No.
If you look at we spoke about this in the VC team. If you look at the analytics, we did pretty fucking well. And I basically carried it on my own.
We have
was actually on his. I had to go and
Okay,
deal with the
just so you know, Nerds did double of what Test did.
The Gamers
I know,
Asylum
but-
super chatted $20. Boogie,
Even in the
when
new
you think
time
about
slot.
Zeta teabagging you at Fat Camp, what do you do?
Are
I
we
jerk it.
are we talking about this month? Nightmare?
Yeah, I remember this month.
Yeah, Nerds is double
I
what you
jerk it.
guys are doing. That's why I moved you. That's why
Are you not good at math?
I promise
I
you
don't
they
see
are.
metrics, but I only see what I've been shown, so I go off those metrics. You know the stuff that you little Sims
I don't-
post in the
Big
chat.
Zero
And
25
my Sims?
super
What about
chatted
your Sims?
$19
Bro, like you got
99 cents.
huge ass, and that's
Boogie, what do you
basically
do when
about it.
King Poop
You
is
can't get
on?
upset because you thought that I was going to go there and destroy fucking, what's it called, Zay, and I end up building an actual profitable show with her. Did I see anybody try to take you from your show?
I literally showed you before when you
I'm just asking because not only did I have Rastov asking me, I had plenty of other hosts, plenty of other hosts that were whispering in my DMs like, "Hey Buff, we should just do a show. You should abandon that, what you're doing." And I'm not.
That's
Like
fine.
you're upset because we talked some random shit and you actually
I
cried like
jerk
a
it.
little ass bitch. So don't come over here. No, because you said you was gonna box me, bro. All I do is I work out, bro. What the fuck do you do besides dye your hair and eat fucking Twinkies? You fucking jiggly bitch. Talking about me putting my chest out. Pull your fat fucking titties out, bitch. Pull your fat fucking titties out. Yeah. Fucking Play-Doh built ass bitch. I don't know what the fuck. Nobody understands you. You wear these cringy ass fucking glasses. You look like you come from a fucking vampire parody movie. I don't really fucking understand what you're going on. You can tattoo yourself. You can pierce yourself. You can lose all the accessories you want. You're still a boring fucking bland bitch.
You're not gonna let me speak? Is that what we're gonna do? Now let's go into it, man. You talk about how you don't fucking care. That's cute as fuck, but at the same time,
Supreme
you're
Leader
the one that
Grant
literally
super chatted
responded at every opportunity.
$49.99. Keen, what happened when you went down the water slide?
I shit myself. Continue.
No fucking way.
Nah, you started this shit. You started this. I didn't do it. I came on your show drunk, trying to be your fucking friend, and I apologize. And I apologize to your ass. But you still kept your feelings. You can watch all the fucking clips. Even Grim didn't agree with your stupid ass. Because either way, regardless, wherever you go, it will fail. If you don't have Grim, you will fail. I don't even know how to fuck your ass even fucking here. Talk shit about Nerds again, talk shit about Zay again, and you talk shit about me. Because at the end of the day, if your little short ass think you could beat my ass, bro, you're like a fucking midget. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck your show. I don't give a fuck. And if you want to come talk, I can bring the content on Nerds.
Fucking bars, dweeb. You fucking fake drinking. I saw that fucking bottle,
Fake
bro.
drinking?
Fucking
Oh,
bottle
okay.
for
Oh, wait.
10 fucking years, brother, man. You basically had 2 shots out the fucking bottle. We can show the clip where you flash it on our fucking stream.
Oh, wait.
You fake drinking pussy.
Oh, wait.
You scam your fucking fans, and you
wait.
think you're gonna come in and intimidate me? I don't give a fuck what you're gonna do, Bath.
Bro,
What you
look,
gonna
I
do?
don't want to intimidate you. You don't want to offer to fight me. I'm gonna let you know something. Nightmare. I want to ask you something.
What?
I know you sit around and eat Twinkies and drink all day, but
I jerk it.
work out. Yeah,
I've been working out. I've been doing really fucking well.
Look,
actually.
oh, now you have because you went to fat camp and everybody saw you as a fat, pudgy beluga whale. That's why you felt confident. Bro, if you didn't give a fuck about what people said, why the fuck are you dieting? It's not to fight S1K. That's a definite excuse for your ass to lose some damn weight. I went from being 350 pounds to what the fuck I am. So if you want to say I dedicate my life to that, yes, the fuck I do. Hold on, let me finish something. I don't drink. That it don't take me as much to get drunk. I'm gonna let you know something.
All right, 1 second. Okay, because Buff cuts out Nightmare instantly. Nightmare, turn your gain up some more. You gotta be like right up on this micro.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to hear you.
Well,
I never can hear him. Even if you hear him, you can't
You,
understand him.
hold on, bro. One second. All right, you gotta literally be right up on the mic, otherwise it won't pick you up properly.
Literally, it's not my fault. This fucking dweeb is gonna keep interrupting me, right? But we'll go over it again. That's chill as fuck. I don't mind. Look, man, I don't care. You can call me fat, you can call me whatever. I don't give a shit. But I know the words fucking hurt you though because of the way you reacted. Like I said, you can say all you want, you can do all your games all you want, but deep down you're still an insecure little fat kid.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm letting
I
you know
hurt you
something.
much more than it hurts
It
me,
makes
brother, man. I
no
don't give a
sense
fuck
what you have to say.
I
It
don't
makes
give
no
a fuck
difference
about
to what you have to say. At the end of the day, you can be mad. You offered to fight me, so you want to walk into a one-way. If
I
Keem-
jerk it.
I don't know how we. Yes,
you.
you do. I don't know how Keem could sanction me actually legally fighting somebody that's like this to me. Like, I don't understand. You're almost to the point you need a booster seat to drive. But if you really want to do that, we can. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. How do you even reach the
I'm not
pedal?
fucking scared of you.
What?
I'm genuinely not scared. I don't know where you're
You know
getting
what's
this.
so funny?
fucking-
1 minute,
Go
Buff.
down
1 minute,
on
Buff.
us, 'cause you're already at that level. Isn't that funny?
Buff. We
Brother,
haven't.
man.
We literally have not heard a thing Nightmare said because your mic
Maxis
cuts his
super
out.
chatted
You
$20.
gotta let him go for
Move
a little
on,
bit.
This is boring. These guys don't matter.
Go
My
ahead.
turn.
Go ahead, Nightmare.
I know it's hard, like being told to shut the fuck up.
I
Like I know
jerk
you've
it.
learned a couple of traits from
jerk it.
fucking from Zay and that. I get that, brother man. I generally do. I get it. It sucks, like, you know. Apologies about the mic, by the way, guys. It's literally got set up today. But at the end of the day, we can go back over this
I
all you
jerk it.
want. You started it. I reposted, and then you talk about how you didn't give a fuck about my opinion, and I know no one cares about my opinions. Yet you still responded to what I said and kind of got a little bit angsty and stuff. I made a little fucking video game where you made us fight in a video game. Like, how fucking cringe is that? What is this fucking 2007 WWE SmackDown versus Raw? What kind of retarded Neanderthal shit is that? Hilarious. But then you're gonna fucking come at me again, and like, because I respond to it, brother man, and you're gonna talk about me gooning Zay on TikTok. Like I said, if I fucking gooned over it, I don't think I'd be much of a fucking hit, because you know why? We're not children in the playground where we pull fucking pigtails to get attention.
And when they brought in Nightmare and One Buff, it was a shit show. It was a complete shit show. And the reason I say so why it is a shit show is because you had two guys yelling and not really giving any point. With, again, as I said before, a lot of the time the LCL or the LCU is really like debate bros, but you could say lower IQ. I guess take that as you want. Because it's not about giving points, not really about giving criticism. What they do occasionally, but it's about like constant yelling. And most of the time, you can kind of tell that it's just forced or it's just done because, like, let's be real. If they were to sit down and talk it out or at least debate it, it probably lasts a good 5-10 minutes rather than like 5-10 minutes of complete chaos. And honestly, it was just horrible watching this argument because it's like, even if there was a good point thrown on both sides, it means nothing if they're yelling like a bunch of monkeys. And I'm not being like insulting because, you know, obviously, you know, Micah could be viewed as a particular slur, right? No, I mean they literally were like chimpanzees just yelling at each other with no rhyme or, I mean, they have a rhyme or reason. It's just like you couldn't follow it because they're just yelling at each other like a bunch of animals. And truthfully, because of that, it makes it difficult. But I guess if you wanted like a better perspective, you have to either watch your stuff or, you know, go watch one of my videos where I talk about it. Hint, hint, you know. But even so, it's just like I don't care if you're going with a friend-enemy dynamic. I don't care. It's just like, if you're going to like take this onto the main show, don't like, just calm it down. Cause like obviously it's entertaining with probably Becky crashes out, but like that's because like people want to see Becky crash out. Let's be real. But in the case of like One Buff Weed and all of this stuff, it's a little too much for most people. It's a little too much. And I think I already stated this before, and I'll state it again. I find, in a way, I like Tess a little bit in the sense that I like their personalities, but that's not saying much. And I like Nerds in a way. Well, I really don't like either shows, but I'm saying, if I have to give a reason why I like them, it's like Tess has more personality, and Nerds has more content. They just have more stuff going on. But like in reality, both shows aren't really that good for the most part. And if we're going off of viewership, they're doing good. Like, let's be real. Let's be 100% real. Both shows are still doing good, regardless if they're not part of the LCL or the LCU. Because if both shows are getting anywhere between 400, as they say, 400, 600 views at that time of night, that's still really good for channels of that size. It's actually better than most channels of that size, because most channels of that size don't even hit 100 views or 200 views, right? They may only get like 100 or maybe a little bit 150, maybe less for that viewer, unless they're like hardcore streamers and that's all they do. They stream constantly, so But if you're like, what are they? I think they're both closely around the same sub mark, around like 5,000, a little bit more. Yet they still get around like 400 to 600 viewers. That is still good regardless. And it really, in reality, like, but because they're in the LCL, the bar is set a lot higher, though at the same time it's pretty low. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel that this could have been handled a lot more better. But the yelling just made it impossible to even find like what even they're trying to make. It's impossible to find a good point on either side if they're both yelling at each other and acting like a bunch of fucking animals. ultimately, if they really wanted to settle this on the main show, they should have just came in calm and collected. But I know that's never gonna happen because both their personalities are wild or really excessive. I don't know how they're like in their personal life, but online at least it's more wild. Even though, even though I probably would say that Nightmare cries and complains too much, and one Buffweed it's a bit of a one-trick pony, but like people like that regardless. But in a situation like this, you should just shut your mouth and just try to make a point to both sides, right? Or at least explain your reasoning for the beef rather than coming and yelling like a bunch of animals. But I guess that's the LCL for you.
Oh, I have a unique perspective on this, bro. We got to move on quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Game is a silent. That was funny.
By the way, I got accused of taking the Mermaid's channel down, Voldemort's channel down, or something. I had nothing to do with it. I swear to God, I had nothing to do with it. And
I jerk it.
and Lord Rush reached out to me and he said, "Dude, tell him the truth. I'm the one that took it down. I reported her ass." So there you go.
Wow.
Just so you know, Lord Rush is.
Wait.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I also heard through the grapevine, I did not hear this from Rush exactly, but I heard it through the grapevine. She was linking directly to one of the sites you're definitely not supposed to link to or promote on the platform. Now, I don't know if that's true. I didn't see it with my own eyes. If I saw it with my own eyes, I'd gouge them out. But
so this is what
you didn't do that.
This is what I was told. All right. Basically, they were trying to frame Lord Rush for doing revenge P, which he didn't do, and everybody knows that. That's literally why I even talked to her in the first place and unblocked her and started talking to her, because Lord Rush was getting framed for something he didn't do. After that, the way I understand it, and maybe some of my facts are wrong, so don't hold me to what I'm saying, right? But the way I understand it is after that, she continued to try to frame Lord Rush for doing bad stuff to her. And Lord Rush said, "I didn't do any of this stuff. Fuck you. He talked about potentially filing a lawsuit."
$19.99. Rastov, what did you do under the blanket last Saturday?
I shook my stomach, but Boogie, what did you do?
I jerk it.
That's what I thought.
So he talked about potentially doing a lawsuit or something like that. And then he contacted YouTube and reported her. So that's what, hello?
It's just a sad outcome.
Yeah, it really is.
My mic stopped working for a second, but that's what happened. I had nothing to do with it. Anyhow,
it's just a sad outcome.
Graduate Total has a freak out.
So let's end this with a little bit of link stuff. It is crazy how this should happen. I understand, I would say that he did jump the gun with the Lord Rush, but given that Lord Rush has connection on Discord and stuff like that, it kind of makes sense in her head. But to go this far to shut down somebody's channel is insane, and the fact that Keemstar isn't doing anything about it kind of just shows how much he's sweeping for this stuff. Right? It's not surprising. It's not surprising that he's willing to sweep for Lord Rush. But then again, it makes sense. Because to Keemstar, if he starts trying to fix the resolution or try to fix it, it's going to make him look bad. Even though he stated a number of times he'll help any YouTuber, even if he doesn't like them or they don't like him. Yet he's not willing to help. I'm just saying that, dude, you have one of your big supporters who owns part of your network, yet you're not reprimanding him for his terrible actions. It's a little sickening, and kind of gives you what kind of people he's surrounded by. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there's be enough evidence to show to YouTube that hey, he clearly did it. Can you restate her? I would like that to happen, but I'm not sure if it will. But we'll have to wait and see, because this is very messed up, But till then, y'all have a good one. Be safe, and as always, God bless.